I am the student, but Copperpot is the professor. Put some respect on his name. Put this on your workout playlist. Wow. Back to back venues with ABI. Warren Haynes, guess this part of the tour is the best of what's around. The D&B post show stream starts right about now. It's your boy Console Viz 30. It's your boy Console Viz 34 back at home. What up? What up? It's your boy Console Viz 34. Yep, so your boy Console Viz 34 coming to you here. What up? What up? It's your boy Console Viz 34. Aria. Okay, so this is Aria, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your love for the Dave Matthews Band.
I've been a fan of the band since April 28, 1998. And if you recognize the date, that's when Before These Crowded Streets was released.
Alpine is definitely a better venue than Summerfest, but we'll take it. I think I've been going to shows for about 20-something years.
I always tell people, like, compare DMB to now to when I first started. And I got started, in my opinion, I feel like I got started late. Like, I was at the very end of the band's prime. I feel like that 03 to 06 was like the end of the prime. 07, 08 was like, you know, we're at the very end. And then when Roy passed.
But Dave really, this is the thing. Dave has put, Rashawn has been assigned the quarterback of this team. He is the coach, the play caller. He designs the jams. Dave just shows up and plays whatever he's going to play. Elizabeth, what up? Princeton, what up? Long Branch, what up? Patterson, what up? Newark. I'll never go back to that city again, but shout out to Newark. Saddle River, New Jersey, what up? Toms River, what up? Hopewell, New Jersey, what up? Secaucus, what up? East Rutherford, what up? East Orange, what up? Montclair, what up? Clifton, what up? Hackensack, you ought to know by now. Paramus, what up? Fort Lee, just ride a GW, what up? Jersey, shout out to Jersey. Jersey got a great show tonight for a Tuesday.
And you sound good just saying check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2.
And this was a unique show for sure. And Holmdel, the last couple of shows they've gotten have been very interesting. And this is part of that two-step. Dave hits up North Jersey and then goes to Strong Island the following day. And let's go ahead and we're going to take a look at the set list. And we're going to bring Zach on right away, right out the gates in just a second. Let me set everything up. Let's see what the comments are saying. Don't forget to hit that like button. What up to everyone here? Let's see what everyone's saying. Mile High Dad's coming in from Colorado. Bella and Warren in one tour. Yeah. They were late starting. Yeah, I mean, this, and we'll get to Zach in a second, but this venue is tough to get to with traffic. Garden State Parkway has exits off this venue, but to get to the Garden State Parkway, if you're coming from NYC, if you're coming from Philly, if you're coming from all points around. If you're not right here, there's a lot of traffic this time of year and at all times of year. Getting over the GW Bridge or getting from Philly Metro to here, taking 95 to 295 or 95 to the Jersey Turnpike. So this is a venue where last year people were not in their seats for Shotgun. I'm sure there were people not in their seats for ABI. It is just traffic crazy. And for a midweek show, again, this being a midweek, obviously every major city has traffic, but a lot of times they're hitting up shows at the bigger cities on the weekend or on a Friday. You can take it off. So you got a lot of people like Michael who live local and they're coming in, but they have a full day here. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on Zach. We want to talk to him, our favorite taper. He was at SPAC and now he's covering this Jersey show. Zach, how you doing?
Hey, Marcus, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, beautiful. How are we doing tonight?
Doing well. I think the biggest thing that I'm seeing is it's the second year in a row that the opener for Holmdel is a song that has never opened a show full band ever, and also is a song that if you live in New England like me, was not played at any of the New England venues. What did you think of this show?
So this was my second time at Holmdel. I had traditionally avoided it because I live out on Long Island, so it didn't really make sense for me a lot to be, because they would have a lot of crossover. I'd say, I could just do Jones Beach and I can usually pass up on Holmdel. But the past couple of tours have been really nice. And I actually was there covering last year when Shotgun opened. And at that point, I thought that it had completely gone away. I thought I had missed my opportunity for it on the tour. So to be there when it opened, I remember it was tears down my face the entire time because I thought it was a song that I had just completely lost my one opportunity to get. And it ended up being a great show. And now to come into tonight after, an absolute scorcher of a weekend at SPAC and to see the great response that ABI got at SPAC during night one, and to see that the crowd was just as enthused and excited for it this time around in Jersey really gives me high hopes that this song is going to make its way all the way down to West Palm to end this leg of the tour.
Yeah, definitely great to see ABI continue on right after SPAC. A lot of times these things can go away, and I hope as many people as possible can get this for their sets. And I hope Shotgun stays around. Now, was the crowd late arriving today? How was it, right as the show was about to start?
So, mind you, part of the problem, especially for the New York City-based fan base, especially, you're talking about people coming from Long Island, Westchester, New York City, and everything around there, is that where the venue is specifically located, I don't know if you can actually pull up a map to show everybody. It is one of the hardest venues to get to, because if you're coming in from New York City, you have to either run through the Bronx to try and get over the George Washington and take 95 all the way down until it gets to Garden State, or you have to cross through Staten Island during the weekday during rush hour. I'm not exaggerating with you. When I left my place on Long Island at 3:30, and I did not get on site and out of my car until probably 6:15, 6:30. I didn't get in the venue until almost 6:45.
Wow.
And even still with all of that, once we got to around the 7:30 mark, it was fairly sparse. I would say probably 50% capacity, maybe a touch more. Once we got over to 7:45, that's when I figured the band was going to come on, but we were still pretty much just cresting over 75%. Mm-hmm. And then after that, the band came on at I think like 7:58. It was almost 8 o'clock, which I was a little worried about, but the band's been playing shorter sets, so we were out of there by 10:40 on the dot. So they weren't anywhere close to like when they were at SPAC on night 2, when they were encroaching on that 11 o'clock curfew. Because I do know for a fact that Holmdel is a hard curfew at 11. It's just like Jones Beach.
Gotcha. Yep. And it's right around some neighborhoods. Our next guest lives, it literally can walk to the venue. And if you guys are looking at this map, these are traffic times at 11 o'clock at night. The same traffic would not be the traffic at rush hour or even in the middle of the day. You're going to add an extra 45 minutes or more to this. Like, for instance, you're going, it's an hour and 4 minutes right now from Elmont, which is on Long Island. If we just did Yonkers, the same thing, about 50, 60 miles. But again, it's still an hour without any traffic, the way you have to navigate through. So just wanted to throw that up there. We'll X out of that. What did you think after? So we have ABI, So Right, Spaceman. But what did you think after this incredible intro? How did it feel?
So ABI sounded incredible. And I will give the edge to the Saratoga performance because the crowd energy for that one was absolutely unhinged. I've never seen a crowd blow up for a DMB song like SPAC Night 1 did for ABI. And that's something I will never forget. Today's was a bit more tame, but there was a lot of energy behind it. And that opening run of songs was really nice. The only thing that does kind of make me sad is that, at least from the perspective of SPAC Night 2 and tonight, the crowds are just really, really not into Spaceman. People walking out, going and getting their beer. And like, I know that it's not everybody's favorite Big Whiskey track, but it's a relatively good track. I don't think that it needs to be scoffed up, but even that and like All You Ever Wanted for Tomorrow, the fans were just not vibing with that either. Just everybody mass exodus to the beer lines for that.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's interesting because I'm conflicted with Spaceman. I got at my first show with Stanley Jordan. I've heard Branford Marsalis on it. I've heard Bella Fleck on it, and I've heard it without any guests. So I've been extremely fortunate to hear this song across various spectrums. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I would rather hear Spaceman in a set in 2023 than the Why I Ams, the other Big Whiskey songs, because it just isn't played as much. So I'm a little torn there because, again, I didn't want Bella on Spaceman. I know he's been on it. I know there were a lot of people who loved it, but at the same time, this is a song where it's just, again, it's a rarity, and to me it's better to have a Spaceman than to have the 50th Why I Am of the tour.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more.
And the middle of this set, how was this? You got a Nancy's Warehouse, It Could Happen, Gravedigger, Fool in the Rain, Looking for a Vein.
So one of the cool things that I didn't realize is that this was only the third Nancy's Warehouse of this tour, which, I mean, if you've been following DMB for any amount of history, you know that, Nancy's Warehouse has been a combo staple of DMB sets for years. And I was wondering why I feel like it had only been played a handful of times. And yeah, it's only the third time this year. Even last year, it was played well over 4 times that. And overall, the middle of the set was nice. I mean, you got some crowd pleasers in there. Nothing, over the top. It was better than I expected for a Tuesday one-off mid-set. That's for sure.
Gotcha. And I believe they were doing Nancy's in the Stay a couple of times early on in the tour. I think Hartford had that. I know they've been this has been the year of surprises, where they they're tricking us. They're switching guitars up. They're faking stuff. You guys got that Too Much Fake in the Brick House. How did that land for you?
It landed pretty well. I mean, I kind of figured, too much doesn't just kind of solo out of nowhere. So I figured it was going to be the fake. Mm-hmm. And the crowd loves Brick House, even though for me, I'm kind of over it now. And I know that's weird to say, but I also am very biased because I go to so many shows. But also, Rashawn seems to be really leaning into this joke, apparently, of replacing one of the lyrics to his section to 56, 56, 56, she's got a Christmas ham. And it's getting an absolute riot out of not only the fans, but the crew itself. Raab was actually right over near me when he did it in Chicago. And he was belly laughing the whole time. He got a great kick out of it. So I think that that's gonna stay for a while, because even though like the fans may kind of just look at it like, oh, it's a brand new cover, it's a song that the band itself particularly likes and the crew itself really likes.
Interesting. Very interesting. And the end of this set, Warren Haynes comes on. Monsters, Tripping Billy's Watchtower. What do you think of this portion of the set?
So I had a feeling that Warren was coming. I actually thought he was going to be coming tomorrow, because Warren is in town for his Dark Side of the Mule tour, and I think that he's doing the Great South Bay Music Festival, which is this upcoming weekend in Long Island. So I figured that Warren would be around here. Not to mention he lives locally. He lives up in Westchester, I think.
Yeah, that's what I heard, is Westchester County.
Yeah, so it's not a stretch for him to come down here. Not to mention that I think that he's guested at Holmdel like 2 or 3 times. I know that he was there during that, what was it? I think 2015 tour, when they had all those guests that they had announced well in advance for special shows. And that's this one where they did the Down by the River Liberation, I think. So I had a feeling, because we also haven't seen Warren in years. Warren has, he's been busy with his own stuff. Mule is really firing on all cylinders. And also, he's been being a little bit more conservative recently because of his injury. So it was nice to see him on stage, and it's nice to see how happy on stage. I mean, first off, that version of Monsters is going to be one that everyone's going to want to listen to, because Warren absolutely slayed the solo on it. He did an incredible job with it. And I'm not really sure why Warren enjoys, I guess he just must enjoy guesting on Billy's. I don't really get much from him when he goes on there, but it was a good version. And I'll admit that I was a selfish man. I really, really, really wanted them to close out with Cortez, but one can only ask so much of this band. So I'll take an incredible version of Watchtower with Warren singing the last verse.
Yeah, and I agree. I completely agree with Billy's. I saw the last performance that he had with the band on that Gorge weekend in 2019, and he came out for Tripping Billy's. Now, again, he did some other stuff, but I was like, this isn't a song I need electric guitar and Warren's guitar on. But I think it may have just been something that stuck around. Warren obviously has a history with the band, so maybe it's something that he likes or gels with. But it's very interesting that's a song that he's had. And even if we go over to the play count, he has played 3 times on Tripping Billy's. He played. Why don't they? I thought it was 19 too. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought he played. He played tonight.
You're thinking of when he guested with Dave at MSG in fall of 2018. That was the Cortez and Tripping Billy show.
Okay. I'm trying to look at this because I swear. Oh, he did Cortez. I thought on 9/1/19 he did it as well. Let's see if they have him here. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But I thought he he guessed it. Oh, he did 41. Okay, yeah. So maybe I just my mind is playing tricks on me. The encore of this Sister and Crush. What did you think of the encore?
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Crush as an encore song. I think it's nice that it's been getting played there. It's definitely new variety, and it goes back to what we've been saying about the band trying new stuff. I'm totally down for that. And I mean, Carter always crushes the outro to that. It's a great song. All like the whole room got fired up for it, so I can't really complain in that sense. I'm just not a huge fan of it closing a show. I think that it's much better as like a main set closer or like towards the end of the set. But again, I'm more than happy for the band to try new and interesting things. And I would guarantee that the campaign that has been going on to try and have Dave play Sister for I'm not exactly sure what it was. I know several people have brought it up to me about someone was requesting Sister for tonight because of either a loved one passing or something like that, because it was really special to them.
Yes, I have.
And I know that everybody has been relentlessly tagging the band members on their socials about it. I have no doubt in my mind that the band heard that, and that's why it was played tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna read this off. This is from Carissa Rose. Shout out to her. She actually follows me on Twitter, so I was kind of in the loop of this. So she says, I'm taking my parents on Facebook. She said, I'm taking my parents to their first Dave show on July 18th. And then July 21st will be 5 years since my precious little brother passed. He was a huge fan, as am I. And we danced to Sister at my wedding in 2016. It would mean everything to me if they played it at the show on the 18th. I've been to so many shows, but Sister has eluded me. Please send the vibes. My family gets the gift of hearing this live. So then we flash forward. I did see this earlier, that she was here at the show on the lawn here at PNC with my mom and dad for their first Dave show, putting up all the vibes that we get Sister in honor of my late brother. And then here she is right here. Thank you, Dave family. He played Sister for the first encore. I'm in literal tears. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And tagging the band, Gorge Crew, Stefan, and it looks like someone else. And this is great to see. I'm not. I'll be honest. Sister is a song that I don't have that connection to it, but this is the stuff that that's not about me. This is about the band going above and beyond to try to do something that, I mean, I only can think they've seen this and did it because of her. And it's just these type of moments. It puts into perspective. Like I've said this nonstop. There's all this sort of stuff going on in the DMB world, the pit, and I don't like this and I don't like that. But this is what it's all about. It's about a fan who has gone through something, and the band reaching out to play something that literally is priceless. It's more priceless than an autograph or even meeting Dave, is to hear this song during a time in their month and their year that can be difficult.
I couldn't agree more. And, we'll never know 100% if it was played for them or if it was just the whim of what Dave wanted to play tonight. But I think that I'm happy existing in a world where word got to Dave, and that's why that song was chosen tonight. And I wish her family all the best, and I'm glad that she got this tonight, because, it's funny that we talk about this, because tonight was show 101 for me. And people look at me and say, how can you, go to all these shows and, don't you get bored? Don't you get this? And like the answer to some degree is yeah. Like going to a lot of these shows can get boring to some degree, but what really gets me going and what brings me back every time is that every show is special to someone for some reason. And if there's something that I can do in my universe to let people remember these shows, that's why I started taping. It was to let people have that special memory for that show, because each show means something different to another. It could be someone's 250th, it could be someone's 101st, it could be their first show. And all that matters is they're able to go and relive that. And I think that that's one of the coolest things about this band.
Yeah, absolutely. And there have been people, their lives have changed. They've met their spouses because of this band. They've gone through a difficult time in their life. Sobriety, people have celebrated sobriety and found people at shows to help them with that. And that's what it's really all about. And the power of this music is huge. It's huge, and that's always great. Any other final thoughts about the show?
I think that the best way to close this is that we are getting into the crunch time of this tour. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 shows left over the course of the next 2 weeks. And DMB in its current form, I don't know what happened to this band after Detroit, because that's when I personally think that this tour started. This band is currently in some of the best form it has ever been in. The set lists are creative. The band is having a great time. And I am very much looking forward to going to my home venue, Jones Beach, tomorrow and celebrating another great night with these boys.
Absolutely. There's been a switch, and sometimes you'll see the band have maybe one or two crazy shows, and then it settles down. Even if it's still, listen, all shows are great, but you'll just see a huge difference. It really feels, and I kept using this metaphor the last couple of years, it really feels like they had a preseason, and they're playing a regular season like Michael Jordan played the regular season in the 90s. Every single stop, Jordan used to think about one kid seeing him for the first time. He'd find ways to pump himself up, even if it was another player. He'd find a way if they looked at him wrong. And this band is finding ways in a positive light just to have joy and to add extra stuff. We have not had Bayou in over a week. We've had songs like 41, Crush, not be at SPAC weekend. Ants was not at SPAC week. They just played all this crazy stuff. We had a lot of Big Whiskey missing in action from SPAC in replacement of other deep cuts. So this is a special time, and it's just a time I really don't think in this era, only seeing post Roy shows and only seeing post Caravan shows, I can't think of the Buddy era or just the band in general reaching this type of consistency show after show for 2 or 3 weeks, no matter where they're playing.
I couldn't agree more. You took the words right out of my mouth.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and safe travels back to Long Island. Take care, Zach.
Thank you, Marcus. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye. All right. So that is Zach. Hey, Kelly. I see Kelly's on here. Finally met up with Kelly at Guilford. Should be able to see her after the second night. Finally met our next guest in Guilford, and I didn't see him in SPAC, but I saw him in Guilford, Michael, and then we also met some other people for the first time throughout the shows at SPAC in Guilford. But we're going to go ahead and change this because Zach is off. And we're going to bring on Michael, who literally is as close as you can get to the venue. How's it going?
What is up? How we doing? Can we hear? We got sound? We look good?
Yes.
Hi, guys. I'm fantastic, Marcus.
Are you having a poster sale? Is that any of those?
Did you like it? I figured if we're gonna do this, dude, we might as well have a couple up in the background, right? You gotta have fun. Yeah, that's all your favorites. My daughter loves that one over there. It's her favorite.
Awesome. And tell us about this show. This is your hometown show.
Man, it was insane, Marcus. It was insane. It was like I was fortunate enough to go with somebody that went to Guilford and SPAC, and we saw all those shows, and we were able to experience all that together. And like he came out and he did a ABI. He did that in Camden once. Buddy did that long intro on the piano once. I kind of picked up on it. I looked at him. I was like, "They're gonna do it," and he was like, "No way!" And then off we went, man. It was insane. It was every single track was just right on point and everything else. And it was incredible, man. I was so happy, so fortunate the whole time. It was just, the show flow was epic, man. Epic. It was like they built up from Guilford and SPAC the whole time. Like they had something they were setting up to, and then Warren came out, you know. I don't want to go ahead, Marcus.
So take us back. When was your first show at Holmdel?
Holmdel was 1995, Marcus. It was almost like we were playing the same set list. 1995 at PNC Bank, Garden State Arts Center back then. There, you're going to see a lot of similarities there. It was insane. An insane show for back then. I mean, I didn't realize it, but.
So you have a BOA, Proud as Monkey Satellite, One Sweet World, Nancy's Warehouse. That was tonight. Yeah, Rhyme and Reason, Lover Lay Down, Help Myself, only the second of 3 plays for that tour, and I know that that was a song that people had grown to love by the time you hit, the turn of the century. And then you have Jimmy Thing, under 15 minutes. What would you say? And then Say Goodbye. So to two says back to back, A True Reflections, Watchtower, Played Tonight, Ants, and then a 5-minute typical situation, Dave's solo.
Yeah,
And then recently to close. Wow, recently closing out.
yeah. That was to walk into that as a first show. You could see why. It's just been amazing ever since, dude. I was hooked right out the gate. How could you
Yeah.
not be? I mean, it was beautiful. So yeah, so I was able to hang out, and Nancy's in the warehouse just like tonight because he finished Nancy's, and I looked at the guy next to me. I'm like, I hope he just goes because that's what we're feeling, like old school. Let's do it. That it had that, I say it a lot, like an old school feel, but it did, man. We were just ripping through it, It just the new songs are there, but it just feels like it's a vibe of like just the show flow is just insane. It's just ridiculous, man.
And poster. Let's go to the poster here on Twitter. Let me X out of some of these
It was
browsers. Let me just go up. Let's see if we can pull this up. Oh, let's zoom out. And let's go to my page because I have the poster pulled up. So, what did you think of this poster here?
I love it. I love it. I thought it was great, but it was hanging when I walked out. I was shocked, but
I'm not.
It was hanging. Yeah. All right. Me and you are exact opposites as posters. I love it, buddy. That's why we get along so well.
I can see, like, I can appreciate. I don't think it's absolute trash, as I will say a lot of times. And I do think the colors are cool. I still don't like these different color backgrounds. Like, I'd rather have a white back or black. The blue back, it just makes it. But this is better than green. Clearly better than green. But we have the dragons. Those look cool. The fish look cool. But I don't like these styled posters. And I think that for a midweek show in Holmdel, you're not gonna get enough people to buy this poster up. It's gonna feed a certain subset of the poster fan base, but that's it. And I think that this is something they've had certain artists do this style of poster, but it's not for me.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It is. I like it. I kind of like the theme. Like I got like the ocean theme and then all the different posters as they go through the season. It's just interesting to see the way the different artists do it. Just kind of lay them all out like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the symmetry of it and stuff like that and everything else. And it's a hometown poster, so
Right.
I'm definitely going to be favorable.
Right. Yeah. So it could be, like I said, it could be worse. It's not, I know it's not for me, and I know that there is a market for it, but it's not going to be something people are listing well over face weeks from now. And you got the SPAC Night 2 poster with that horse racing.
We're up for
you got the
SPAC
farmhouse.
Yeah, what else we got? We got them all. It's SPAC Night 1.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. We've been having fun. So yeah, the show tonight, man.
Let's see that farmhouse. Let's see that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I put him out, man. What's your reflection? There we go.
Welcome. This is a farmhouse. We have cluster flies at last. Hey.
Right? You guys are going to see my studio.
Is this a fish stream? Never ever seen the northern lights. I never really loved a cluster fly.
Yeah, I'm going to, I'm heading to a fish show this year, Marcus. I got an invite.
MSG?
One of the garden shows. The guys are dragging me up to one of them. They're not going to let me out of it,
Yeah, that was my first fish show was at the garden. and saw them in Hartford as well. But they're definitely solid. Are you going to any other shows this year?
Yeah, we're going to Jones tomorrow night, and we're finished up with Camden. So that's going to be it. That's
Okay.
the end of the run. 17, I want to say. We finished
Wow,
that.
17 shows, and you've seen a lot of shows. How does this last couple of weeks compare to the beginning of the tour when you were out at Wilmington and you were out at some of those other stops? Did you go to Charleston?
No, I didn't make Charleston.
Okay, you did Wilmington. What were some of those other early ones you did?
Wilmington, and then we went up. We did Forest Hills and Hartford and all that.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, and then Darien and all that. So up through the Northeast. They've really been dialing stuff in, man. I mean, like we talked about at the end of the last tour and everything else, and they are just like tweaking it in. It was just they've through Guilford. Guilford was great. We had some stuff at Guilford that was interesting that we've done, with the sing along and everything else. He keeps trying to do that, and they're not playing along. SPAC was good and everything else, but tonight was just like the musicianship was tight, the jams were tight, everything was good, and I have a sneaking suspicion about that, but I don't want to really say it out loud about why everything was so tight and clean. And he introduced the whole band for the first time all the way through. He introduced all the guests. He was very conscious of what he did, what he said all night long. So, you know what I mean? So This could go, I don't want to say it out loud, but it was an awesome show. Awesome show.
That's great to see. And anything you're hoping? I mean, obviously you've seen a lot. I mean, just SPAC alone. Anything you're hoping for tomorrow at Jones Beach?
Yeah. With all the deep tracks and everything else, I was fortunate enough to get Sweet Up and Down at Jones Beach last year. So that would be like, I mean, we got to go deep tracks, right? We're deep into this. You know who I am. Sweet Up and Down, Crazy Easy, or Joyride are the ones they're just going to knock my socks off, or Sugar Will, any one of those. Yeah. So it would just absolutely just floor me. But you know what? I didn't get Ants tonight. I'd be happy with Ants tomorrow night. It was insane. It was insane. No Cortez. Did we talk about how he didn't play Cortez?
We did not.
Did that shock anybody or no?
I'm thinking, with the hard curfew. I mean, obviously, I think everyone would have loved it, even if they cut a song. Because I think they would have.
They've done that. They've done that. They've cut songs here before for Warren. Yeah. That's what I was.
So it's tough because when you go to, I mean, we got. Think about, we were both in Hartford, right? We got an extra 40 minutes of song time at SPAC both nights, pretty much an extra 40 minutes, give or take. So, like at SPAC, at the Gorge, I saw Cortez at the Gorge. At some of the venues, Alpine, they don't have those hard curfews on the weekends. MSG, right? Mm-hmm. You're likely to get that. A show like this, they would have had to clear out another. Like they couldn't have closed with Crush. Maybe they closed with Shake Me Like a Monkey, and they make way for that Cortez at the end of the main set.
Yeah.
There was a I will say this. There was a Cortez in Jacksonville, Florida, with Derek Trucks, I believe. Well, no, Susan Tedeschi. Let's go back to that was 21. I think that was 21, or let's see if we can find.
I will say that I'm very, very. I like Warren, but I'm happy we didn't have it. You're not a fan? Too much. It cuts too much of Dave's songs out. We can lose 2 songs to a nice long Cortez, and I ain't having that. I'd rather have 2 Dave Matthews songs, but that's just me. Him on Watchtower singing the second verse was insane. I mean, because he had his microphone out. So I'm like talking to the guy next to me going, the sound guy's not like, I want to run a microphone for fun. He's going to come up and sing. So it's just a matter of what he was going to come up and sing. Gotcha. And I'm happy that it, so it was awesome, dude. It was good. It was tight, nice tight jams. It could have went out of control like it does, like a 25-minute, crawling across the water forever. But it's all right.
Yeah. And let's see. Oh, she did Cortez. Let's see. We'll look at that one. That was 19. That was at Jacksonville, the arena in Jacksonville. ViStar Veterans. This is before Daly's Place was even built, or maybe it was just built because Daly's Place is a new venue on the grounds of the Jacksonville Jaguars football stadium. Mr. Khan, owner, was a big part of that. Cortez. So they played for 2 hours and 4 minutes. Let's see. Cortez the Killer is 10 minutes. So they did it for 10. Obviously, Warrens are longer. They're gonna stretch a little longer, but they did a 10-minute Cortez.
They did an earlier one here
And
at
that
PNC. They did it a couple of years ago.
right, was that 15?
I think so, right? I mean,
Okay.
you remember.
So
More
we'll
than I
take a look in a second. But yeah, this is 10 minutes and 2 seconds. If you look at this, what would you say under 5? Can't Stop under 5. You and Met under 5. You have a Granny in the E1. Like all those little minutes you shave off. YIM 356 with No Kill the Preacher. You gotta have that to really clear out space in Cortez all time. 24 Cortez the Killers. Wow. And I saw one. What a time to be alive.
do.
610. Let's take a look at this set. So this is the two sets. Oh, interesting. Two sets. You have 22. Oh, now they played for two
Nah, that
hours
wasn't
and
it.
40.
That
Yeah, it
that
is.
wasn't it.
That's
No, I thought he did. Okay. I thought he
that's
did it
15.
again. I thought he did it in like 16 or something like that. I'm
Nah,
sorry.
I don't. Let's see.
No, you know more than I do, man. So if you're
Well, I
saying
don't know.
it, I
I'm
trust
using the
you.
almanac. I don't know these. I don't think it would be because it would have to be like in June, right? Holmdel's only in June. But let's look at this. So what they did was they played for 2 hours. Now they had that earlier acoustic set,
hmm
and
Yeah,
they
but
did have a.
yeah,
So they had Cortez.
yeah, no, Cortez closed and they cut a song that Jane likes one year for it. That's why I was upset. Honestly, that's why I learned to hate. Not, I never want to say that word. Just not like Cortez on my sheet.
Was in Holmdel because this is the first and only Cortez at Holmdel. It
All
was
right.
liberated. It was the first Cortez since 2011, since the Caravan era. I mean, the pre-Caravan or Caravan tour, I guess. So this was the first post-Caravan Cortez. Now
All
you
right.
have after that you have so much to say. So they played.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, I guess so. Yeah,
Yeah.
20 minutes. I'm sorry, Marcus.
Yeah. But yeah, so it looks like they threw in a satellite again, a YM without Kill the Preacher. But they still just had they started early and the encore was only one song. So that's the thing is this Cortez was 20 minutes. Now here's what's interesting. This is where I kind of have conflict of interest. I love when the band cuts these jams by a bit, right? I'm very keen on that. Like I said, Jimmy thing, two steps. I don't need a 20-minute two step. Some of the best Roy two steps, some of the best two steps with Bella were under 15 minutes. So I'm one of those guys, but at the same time, I put this up here. I love Warren Haynes. I love the various projects he's with during the pandemic. I saw Warren Haynes and Danny Lewis at a farm in Connecticut and paid for 2 tickets just for me to go because you only could buy a pod. You couldn't even buy a single ticket. You had to buy a pod of 2. And I even had this. I had some posters I have up in my crib. Let's see if we can find that. So, yo, listen, you think am I a Warren Haynes fan? I think,
Yeah.
there you go. I've seen Mule. I've seen Allman Brothers. I've seen Warren and Danny. I almost saw Warren solo, but I just had a bunch of stuff going on. So I was like, listen, I'm a huge fan of his. I can listen to him. Now, 20 minutes, 20 minutes is long. But for me at the Gorge, when I saw him in 19, I was like, well, this is the only time I may ever see this. So let them cook. But Jimmy thing, I see what every couple shows. I'm like, nah, wrap it up, folks. So I'm a little. It's a conflict of interest, but I can understand why people don't like Cortez. I've heard other people say that. Maybe people are afraid to say that in public, but Cortez can take a whole chunk out of the set list.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like I love like singing along to Cortez and stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
in my car, like I'll listen to it for a while, but in like Central Park, I was at, and it was great. But in a PNC Holmdel, man, that could just oof anything. But you're right. The jams, I think like 8-9 minutes is just right there. That's enough time for everybody to shine and then just wrap it up and we can move on. It doesn't need to be 15, 20, 25 minutes is just too much. I just start to lose people, even us, I feel, after that amount of time.
Yeah, because the thing with D&B, this is not a knock because I love what they're doing. They don't have now. They do have some B-sides of jams, like typical situation, but they don't really change keys. They don't change temp. Now they do change tempos here and there, but real like actual jam bands will do things. They'll put a song in the middle. Now I guess they do that with Watchtower but like they'll literally play like I Am the Walrus in the middle of two jams. Like for Humphreys McGee will do that. I've seen them do that. Other bands will have micro jam, but it sounds like a different song, and they'll take it from that jam and bring it back to the key it was originally in. Now D&B again, they dabble in this, but they're not a jam band. They communicate through lyrics. They don't communicate through the jams are just bonus, right? They know how to jam, but that's not the primary thing. A Fish show is not about the lyrics, but a D&B show is all about the lyrics. The highest points of a D&B show is going to be people singing Gray Street, singing the hit song that's there. So anyway, I say all that to say that I love when the band wraps it up. I love when they keep things precise. Now, if you have a Joe Lawler, like we had the last show at SPAC, let him cook for a little bit.
Yeah.
And let him and Tim exchange, right? You have Bella Fleck. Let him do his thing. But if there's no guest, and even with Bella, you don't need a 30-minute 41 every time. That 141 was cute that they had it in Ottawa at the home of the Ottawa Senators, but that does not need to be the standard. I am opposed to that being the standard for what they do.
Yeah, man. It's really nice. There was some really nice jams tonight. Everything was just tight, and it was just like the times aren't up yet, but it was nice. It was everybody's all about Brick House, man. They love that. It was just great. And Monsters, dude, I find myself just dancing and singing to Monsters like I've been listening to it for 20 years. I realized it halfway through the song. I was like, oh my God, dude, like it was anything else. It just slides right in there. That song's really good.
Yeah, I will say Monsters and It Could Happen are two songs I did not get until SPAC. I finally completed the album for Walk Around the Moon. But those are two songs. I know they've been playing them a lot. It's just they skipped over Hartford and Mansfield and Guilford, I believe. No, Monsters in Guilford. But or was it? I can't remember. Anyway, I wanted to hear them and I was not disappointed. And I think both of the songs are solid. Despite being new songs, they bring so much life into the sets for me, and they both bring different things that I think can make a good set.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It Could Happen. The end of It Could Happen was pretty good. Still no banger. It is what it is. You always chase that unicorn, right? That's what brings us back. It's good stuff, man.
Oh yeah, Greg says Monsters was in New Hampshire and SPAC, so I got two of those. I got one It Could Happen at Spickety SPAC. But hey, Michael, thank you for being on.
Thank you,
and
Marcus.
obviously you're gonna have to actually take the Garden State Turnpike and get some tolls under your belt, pay for some bridges to be maintained to get over to Long Island. But safe travels for the show tomorrow.
Yeah, man, we just cracked. It was 6,800 miles. I haven't looked at the Easy Pass bill yet, but it's got to be up over $500-600 at least. Maybe even more. But we're having a blast, man. This is the end. It's the end. It's what it's all about. Thanks, Marcus, so much for having me on.
Yeah, have a good night. Take care.
Hey, no problem, buddy. Thanks so much.
All right, so thank you to Michael for coming on to the stream. What else we got here? I want to see if people commented on the original post. Let's see. Let's see the post. I'm going to take a look here. Let's put myself down like this. I'm going to see what people said. I did put out for people to reply that were at the show. I saw it at the show. I tagged them. And let's see what. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit that like button. All right. It looks like only one person replied. Shout out to Potential Jam Vehicle. Looks like it's firing on all cylinders. Charleston was good, but not like this. And I think that's the interesting thing about this tour. I talked about this on Twitter yesterday because it's this idea. The best surefire strategy that you can have if you want to try to catch everything is grab 1 or 2 shows per month, right? Instead of going on a huge run. Now, you still may miss some stuff because sometimes they have like Guilford and SPAC, right? I did 4 shows and I got pretty much everything I ever wanted. But dabble in the beginning of the tour if possible. Some people you only can control what you can control. Go to 1 or 2 shows in May. Go to a show or 2 in June. Go to a show or 2 in July. Or do 1 show in each month. Because not to discredit, Wilmington actually has Fish there tonight. But Charleston and Wilmington last year, Wilmington wasn't a venue, but that they had picked. But Charleston last year was just wow. You could say even people looking back in July and August were like, well, Charleston was amazing. This year, it wasn't that Charleston was bad. It's just the band found a groove way after Charleston and Wilmington. Certain songs like Busted Stuff skipped both of those venues. And our friends from Charlotte, North Carolina, the Madeiras, they were shaking their heads like Lauren and Mark were like, what? We tried to support this band and go to these awesome venues that people had been raving about, and we didn't get Busted Stuff. So I say all that to say that it's not that you can't have fun at a show, but the shows this month are just, they're better. They're better. The band is in a groove, and it takes time to find this groove sometimes. Where just last year, the Southern shows had a bunch of 2-steps, right? A bunch of, they had Shotgun opening night. Houston this year, not the same. Not that it wasn't, not that it didn't have surprises in Houston, but like the Austin, Texas show that opened up was far superior in 22, was far superior to the Houston show that opened up in 23. Right? Let's see. It looks like someone else made a comment. Let's see what they said. Excellent show. This is Gutenberg. Shout out to the creator of the printing press. Didn't Gutenberg make the printing press? And then Martin Luther pulled up to the Catholic Church with the pages. Am I right? Excellent show. Dave, very fired up. Set list not the best I've seen, but you get 110% every night. All right, there you go. So the band, yeah, they're just tight. And to me, like at this point, my next show, whenever it is, will be the 50th show I go to. If there's 1 or 2 moments a night that are like the deep cut craves, that's all I need. The rest of it, I enjoy the band. Guys, I was dancing. I mean, you'll see my Guilford Night 1 video. By the way, if you have any videos for Guilford, or let me know. I'll do the same thing for SPAC in a couple of days. Please send them to me, landscape preferably. So, right, you keep your phone like this and you're shooting like that or like that. But I was recording that show, but I was dancing while recording. And listen, it's going to be pretty good quality from the shot I had, the perspective of the stage. But I was dancing. I had this to keep it straight, but I was like at the brick house, and it was still straight, but I was grooving. And I'm not like, I don't dance every second of a show typically, but I was grooving at Guilford. This band is having so much fun on stage. Oh, yeah, Mark. Speaking of Mark's in the chat. Shout out to you, Mark. Yeah, so Mark and Lauren, they went to the Southern Coastal shows in Wilmington and Charleston, and they got a lot of stuff they didn't get. Now they've been to a lot of shows, so they've seen all the eras of the band, so they're good. But like, there's no Stone, right? What does he say? Listen to this. I wish they would have adopted me. Granted, I'm kind of a little too old for that, but look at their children have gone to more shows than me. Like, where were my parents? If my parents, listen, I lived in Hartford. My parents could have took me to them Riot shows. Come on, mom and dad. Not playing. Shout out to Mama and Papa concert vids. But I wish my parents took me. And listen, they take them to Jazz Fest and all this other stuff. Anyway, they get to go to baseball games. But yes, I'll be hitting the 50. But it's interesting to see. You can try to have a strategy. You can't use a strategy based on last year. Let's see. Did anyone else? Dave was fired up from the start. So it seems like people had some great perspective there. Now, what was I going to say? Another thing I wanted to highlight here, and shout out to Raab. There's some people that it's either you love Raab or you hate him, and some people are like, oh, why is this guy walking around the lawn? And you could think what you can think, but what I think what is not always highlighted with Raab is how people respect him in the industry and how he puts in the work. He puts in the work to attract high caliber artists, and he actually does things to help their career. Now, for Dave, people say, well, his voice is still this or that. Uh-oh. Give me 1 second. I gotta get this string up. Gotta get this. But Raab was actually featured on Trey Anastasio's page earlier today. It's on IG. It's about 10, 15 minutes, I think. Can't remember. I lost track of time watching it. But one thing that needs to be clear, he knows his stuff vocally. And he was at the Fish show on Sunday, a day after he took this picture with me. And excuse me, man, I took this picture right after I was like sitting down for an hour and 10 minutes due to heat exhaustion. So I'm like, oh, I'm still out of it in this picture. But Raab is a dude who, take away all the stuff he does with the live stream and all that stuff, which I love. He knows so much, and he's learned and taken techniques from so many different people as far as how to save a voice, how to construct warm-ups for artists. And everyone from Justin Timberlake's original vocal coach, mentored Raab. Right. And Raab originally came into the industry because he was a musician and producer himself. Went through some things, hardship, adversity, and got a partial scholarship. And you can watch it right there. Instagram. Look up Trey Anastasio on Instagram. You'll see it right there. Raab has it on his page reposted. But the thing that you have to understand is whether you like what he does before shows or how he interacts with fans or not, you have to put respect on his name as far as the work he puts in for these other artists. And for Trey Anastasio to say what he said about Raab, and for Dave Matthews, and for Chris Stapleton, and for Lizzo, he is saving vocally the careers of artists that people love. Whether they're in their 40s or 50s and in that era of their career, like Trey and Dave, or whether they're like Lizzo, they're, younger in their physical career, right? I believe Lizzo's in her third, right? It doesn't matter. But, in Justin Timberlake right there in the middle, right? Or JT may be around 50 right now too, man. Time's flying. There's a respect, and there's not only a respect, he delivers outcomes. And the other thing is, to me, what I like about him, he's always accessible at the shows to fans. He's in the lawn with the fans. He's behind the soundboard. He's at side stage. And even today, Carrie on the chat for YouTube is Instagram Carrie. Twitter Carrie, who met Mike, she got a picture with Raab as well today. So I think, let me see if I can and it looks like just an update. So Ryan Miller says, still trying to wrap my head around tonight. I'm truly floored. Easily the best show I've seen in the Buddy era. Warren blew my mind as always. Ryan, a good long-time follower of mine. Appreciate him and his comments there. And let's see. I saw the picture. Where was it? Oh, here it is. So this is Twitter Carrie, right? This is Twitter Carrie. Yeah, Twitter Carrie is on the chat. On here. So she got a picture. Like Raab pulls up and he takes pictures. Like that's the thing, is he doesn't have to do all this. He's got a TR3 shirt representing. He had a Wolf Trap Vienna. Wolf Trap is a pretty dope venue in Vienna, Virginia. And Brandy Carlisle played at some other acts in that kind of just below DMB or a couple levels below DMB, played that venue. But it's a beautiful venue for outdoor summer concerts there. So he's representing it, and he got a shirt. So yeah, going back to this, but and he came through, he pulled up to say what up to my wife and I. He had known, because we've chatted here and there. And he does that with certain, with fans as well, that he sees at a lot of shows. He'll say what up to you on IG on the messages. But he knew that I was getting married. I knew that I got married. He wanted to meet my wife. And he pulled up at Watchtower of Guilford, which, just those little things go a long way. And his techniques and his personality, to me, is just, I love it. Yeah, we got to have the carries like do a rap battle or like do something. They got the battle of the carries, and only one will remain. Right. Michael did not stream today. I know some people were looking for him to stream, and let's, he had his time where he did it, and now he likes taking the selfies, and that's what it is. Speaking of that too, and I did want to bring this up, right? Because Copperpot put up the ABI video, and so you can look for stuff. You can look for Copperpot to do stuff like that. I did message him today, right? And I essentially was like, listen, if you want to, I will give you all of my content from SPAC. If you want to do a multi-cam, he said, no, just, do your thing. He right now, you may see these highlight videos. And listen, I know some people are calling me Copperpot Jr., whatever. Like, I am nowhere near the level of what he's able to produce. And I'm only doing this because I find like a lot of people wanted these videos up. So I will be having Guilford Night 1 is essentially the core of it's done. I'm waiting for some other videos to pop up or be sent to me so I can just add a little more. But Copperpot is the OG. He is the guy. He does it the best, most professional videos, sometimes better than some of the actual videos that come out from music artists. But we have communicated. Typically, I will message, like he'll ask me for videos and I'll send them to him And that's what I did, and I still would do, right? And I'm still going to get him some stuff. But right now, he said it, like I wanted him to do it if he wanted to do it. But essentially, it's not a competition to me. And to me, I would always defer for him to do the videos. But I wanted to highlight these shows in Guilford and SPAC because they're special. And the reason you have me here again is because Copperpot. Shout out to Andy Mendoza. Like, people who recorded these videos and showed the visual of what it was like to be at a show, whether you're in the lawn or whether you're right at the pit or you're in the middle. That's why I'm here. And as long as there's no nug stream of DMB, if they ever do that, I will retire from full videos. Right. I will retire if they were to ever do that. Right now, and I don't have any hope of that. So I'm gonna keep doing it. But I think it's when you're able to see that full show, when you're able to have that, and Jordan Norris has SPAC Night 1 up. I'm gonna still do SPAC Night 1 because I want to give you guys that high quality audio. I'm gonna work with Zach to get his things, or if not, I will get Ryan's. But Zach, I want to give Zach time because I love Zach. That's my guy. I want to highlight him and his skills. But I met Ryan, the taper, who already has the SPAC audio out. I met him. Zach introduced me to him on Saturday, and that audio that he has, that's what was used for the ABI video that Copperpot put up. Just incredible, right? And Jordan is great because he gets the full view and he gets into that pit, right? He gets into the, he like that is a great perspective. And what was cool about Jordan's video is Jordan got Buddy. I think what sometimes people get, and listen, me too. And it's hard to capture Buddy fully unless you're right there. We get Dave, right? You want to get these videos more centered so we can see what Dave or Carter does. But Jordan, what was cool about that Copperpot video was the Jordan Norris footage from the Buddy side. You could actually see Buddy in the joy and the happiness of him. And that also should be highlighted for fans who may not have gone to many shows or may not have ever been that close, to see what Buddy is like that close, right? And even I know when I was in the pit for Mohegan and Hartford, like I pointed at him, he's like, yo, yeah, what up, what up? Like I was like, oh man, like to see that type of stuff, how he interacts with the crowd is dope. So again, just let you know, and the purpose of my videos, not everyone can, well, like I said, I want to give people stuff. There's a large percentage of fans that won't actually download the taper audio. It's just, it is what it is. Like there's fans who have been going to shows for 15, 20 years, but they don't have all the tapes. They may have had the original tapes, but they're not going to get BitTorrent so they can download these torrents. They don't know how to convert them. So I want to give you guys the best quality taper audio that you can get. And I want to show you the visuals. That's the purpose of my streams, because I think it's important to also try to hear that taper audio. I don't change the audio on this. I keep it as is. I don't convert it to MP3. I don't convert it to anything else. I keep it as the lossless files they are. So the Hartford video, the Mansfield video I put up, that's taper audio, lossless, high quality, like Copperpot does. That's what I want to give you guys, the highest quality audio that is available for you, that's shared to the community. That's really what it is for me. And then I want to give you the visuals of what was going on. And the more I did MSG Night 2 last year, although I had some blank spots and I put some visuals for you guys up. I did Hartford. Hartford though was, I think it was all, I don't know if I have taper audio. Oh, I did, but I didn't know how to auto sync the audio. So that was a learning experience. So that one's a little, the audio is good, but the videos don't line up as much. But I was auto syncing a lot of stuff with Mansfield, and then these Guilford and SPAC stuff will be there. Michael, what's your channel? Because I was looking that I saw you posted that you posted those, but Michael, what channel did you post all those videos up on? Where you like Michael was, I told him to put stuff on YouTube, and Michael, shout out to Michael, did that. I'm gonna pull those, but I don't know if it's if it's like the name of the channel you uploaded to, because it's not your NJ dispensary. But anyway, just wanted to bring that up, that as far as the video recording and all that stuff. And I think it's important, if you don't want a video recording, and by all means, don't record. If you want to enjoy it in the moment, I find joy, just like Zach said, he finds joy in taping. I find joy in recording those, and most times like I said, I'm dancing. I think what Michael he saw, and I was singing number 27. That was one of the more tame parts of the show. Where's that video of me? This was me in the show. Oh, here it is. It's your boy Conserviz 34 with the extended clip right there. So I was shooting right over there, getting all that. That was night 2. That was night 2 of Guilford. Yeah. Yeah. So and to me, I always will say this. There's a community with the couch tour, and I think that's great. And I think, that community should continue to communicate and have the joy of everyone gathering together from across the United States for some of those couch tour streams. But for me, the video quality, I want to give you guys something that obviously that night, there's a special vibe of the couch tour, right? When you guys pull up to the couch tour and talk and interact and have fun. But I want to give you a visual that is going to help you to see. It's not going to be choppy. It's not going to be that. It's going to be, hey, I recorded this on the phone. I uploaded. I found other recordings from people's cameras and phones and uploaded it, right? And that's what I want to give you, is that visual that's going to be better, and it's going to be long lasting. I know a lot of people too say they have my streams on playlists, and some of my shows that I put up, people will put it on the playlist while they're working or chilling out or doing whatever or watching it. They'll put it on their TV screens. Anyway, I just wanted to break that down. And as always, of course, I'm long-winded, but I love doing this. I enjoy doing this. And I am for the day. I am rooting for this band to do something, YouTube streams or some sort of option to stream. Because if that happens, I may take clips of songs, but I'm going to promote whatever stream they're doing. If it ever happens. So we'll see, like I said, actually, for instance, SPAC 2018, I only have small clips from SPAC. I once I found out it was a YouTube show, I had my camera down most of the night. That was, SPAC 2018. That was when they had the bartender, they had a JTR. Like, I enjoyed that show, and because I knew it was going to be on YouTube, and I took a couple clips for highlights and just sat. It was just like anything else. So there's a power in all this content to me, as far as just bringing joy to people. All right, that's it. We'll close out. Let me pull this up. We'll close out with a little funny video that I made today. That's why I have my eBay shirt, but I was pretending like it was yesterday. Just spoiler alert. I recorded it Tuesday morning. But I was pretending like it was Monday. And we'll close out with this, and then that's it. It's your boy Conserviz 34. Thank you guys for all the support. Oh, I hit 2K. Andre 2000. I am at 2,000 subscribers and change. Thank you guys for all the support that you guys have given me. I do not take it lightly. Like I said the other day, it is hard for anyone, even Fish and Goose and the Grateful Dead stuff. It is hard to get viewers for a concert post-show show. You could talk about relationships on YouTube. You could talk about video games. You can stream yourself playing video games and get millions of viewers. But like a post concert, it's a foreign concept because most artists are not making most artists are not they're doing the same set every night. But I did hit 2,000 and change. So I got 2,040 right here. Let's pull this up here. So that's where I'm at right now, and I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for the support. And but I'm gonna end out on this funny video, and I'm gonna end before my stream becomes longer than the actual show tonight. It's your boy. So let's go ahead. We're gonna end with this. Shout out to Cha Cha. And I actually changed my like from here for it when I record it, or if I record it, I'll refer to it as Cha Cha. The Almanac switched it up. And if they do change it back, I'll change it back. But I pretty much follow the Almanac base for the song titles. All right, enjoy this fun video about the post SPAC weekend blues on a Monday. It's your boy ConserViz34. Take care. Peace. It's your boy ConserViz34 live from the couch. Monday post SPAC blues. Dave Preston kicking in. I really don't feel like doing anything. But I did do some things. Let's take a recap of what I did today, the day after SPAC weekend. Don't forget to hit the like button. Wait, this isn't a real, this is a parody. It's not a real stream. You don't have to hit the like button. It's okay. And then Buddy had that piano song. And he was just playing that like. I'm like, what is this? I know every song by the instruments, but I don't know what they're playing. And he's just, honey. And then Dave, he just was like, I saw all of a sudden he's like, yeah, honey, I know it's not a baritone guitar, but I spent all my money on Dave tickets. I can't afford a baritone guitar anymore. But no, it was like, how was I supposed to know? He's on the baritone guitar. Dave plays it on acoustic 6-string standard tuning. And I'm like, what? Honey, where you go? Oh, you have to go to work. Oh, I'm sorry. Have a wonderful day. Oh, Bodie, how's it going? Yeah, you can't use those Bayou memes because guess what? There was no Bayou. So you know what it's like Jay-Z said? It's not real for me, therefore it doesn't exist. So poof, it moves, son of a... Jeffrey, how's it going? I don't care if it's 5 a.m. Arizona time. I'm East Coast biased, because SPAC's the best, Yeah, that's right. I was just about to call you to say, no Bayou. I went to 4 shows, Guilford times 2, SPAC times 2, no Bayou. Yeah. So I saw you in Hartford. We went to that show. They played Bayou. Jeff, listen, it's not me, it's you. You need to stop going to shows so Bayou won't be played. I thought it was me. It's you. It's you. You're the problem, Jeff. Yeah.
Or two different, I guess, not information, but two different categories of results. The one is legal, black and white, letter of the law, strictly.
I wonder what Joe Lawler's doing right now.
Ramifications of what this document says, and the burn is 4%. Well, at 4%.
Oh, my video's made jam bass. Yo, that's good promo. Oh.
You, in that instance, you have to, in any instance, as far as getting out of the contract or financing. Alarm bells go off my head because why do you have to write?
Oh, Trish saw Dave and his daughters. That's
qualified. I mean,
Yeah, Trish, I would melt too, Trish. I would melt too. Oh, that pizza looks good. Wow, man, I gotta stay in downtown Saratoga next time. I'm always staying in Albany, and next year. Well, it's lunchtime now. Let me go get some food. It only takes 12 years for ABI to come back. Been chasing it forever. Yo, word is bond. Dave pulled up, and then it was like he got on that one soprano guitar. And then he was like, and I'm like, this is my first shotgun. I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog. I'm in there. I'm in there, dog. I'm in there. I'm in there. I'm in there. And then I was like, listen, I know everyone wants two-step back, but the whole main set of night one was so amazing. They don't even need to play two-step. Then he played two-step. I was like, oh, okay, all right. Okay, Dave. Look at ambitious Dave. Look at him trying to amount to a good set list. Look at this. Oh, wait, he does it without the guitar. I forgot. Let me try that again. What did I do this weekend? Whew, no. YouTube Conserviz 34 DMB post-show stream. Yeah, that's what I did this weekend. You guys should check it out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment as well. Yeah, except you, boss. No, boss. No. You don't need to subscribe. Everyone else, subscribe. Yeah. Why would I see the band 4 times in 1 week? Lucy, we've been over this last year. They play different sets. There's so much energy. There's always a song to chase. I mean, I got pretty much all the songs I wanted this weekend in SPAC, you know, ABI, Shotgun, Buster. That's the point. But there's always a song to chase, okay? Why would I go on a regular, like, you know how much Disney World is? Why would I just go to Disney World, like, for a week? Like, just go to the Gorge. Like, oh, we got to get the media. Oh, sorry. I digress. Wondering if you come in. Oh my! I gotta put this on mute. Hold up my head with my camera. Oh my god! Hold on. I'll do the same if the same's what you want. There's an emptiness inside her, and she doesn't want to go back to work. She thinks about Joe Lawler on cornbread and the coffee company on Bella's shirt. She don't care that 41 or press weren't played, because they play nothing but deep cuts, Shotgun, American Baby, intro and hit, and cha-cha with Bella then, and all the deep cuts mixed together for a great weekend. And it was so awesome. Nobody